Okay, you're selling a property and you get an offer. That's awesome, but it's contingent. What does that mean? Okay, so a contingency offer, most of the time what that means is the buyer has another property that they need to sell before they can close on your deal. So your deal might have a closing date of 30 days out or 45 days out or 65 days out or whatever it is. Closing dates are negotiable. But before we can close, they have to close on the sale of the property that they're selling. So naturally, the first question is, how easy is it going to be for the buyer to sell that property on this timeline? Sometimes you're selling a property in a market, in a price range that is maybe 4 months average time on the market, something like that. And then the house the buyer needs to sell is 2 months average, so it's quicker. Maybe it's in a lower price point that's moving faster. And that usually is the case because people move up often when they buy houses. But if the buyer's selling a property that is in, say, a way higher price point, they're downsizing and the market is even slower in that price point, or they're coming from a different location with a slower market, just keep in mind you're taking a risk when you accept that contingency offer. So if the buyer does not have their property under contract yet, which is another question you want to ask, like, do they already have a contract? If they don't, and their property is in a market or price range that is slower moving, that is not ideal for you. But sellers do have an ace in the hole when accepting a contingency offer. Usually the contract is written in such a way that you could still market the property to a non-contingent buyer. And so if you get someone else that comes in a couple days later and says, hey, I'll offer on your house, 30-day close, cash deal, whatever it is, if it's an offer you want to accept, you can't just immediately accept it, but what you can do is give the first contingent buyer usually 3 to 5 days notice, and they have to either remove their contingency, so have a way to proceed with the purchase even if their house doesn't sell, or they have to withdraw their offer and give you the ability to move forward with a non-contingent buyer. So as a seller, taking a contingency offer is a risk, but you're not completely out of options. Hey, do you have any questions or comments about what you heard just there? Hey, send us a direct message because it's always better to talk to a real estate expert before doing real estate stuff.